Yesterday, I was at South by Southwest London and I was watching George Osborne on the main stage. One of the things he said reminded me about the laptop my dad bought me when I was 17. Osborne is following Nick Clegg in the British politician to tech pipeline, and he's now the managing director and head of OpenAI for countries, working on introducing OpenAI to national governments. The interview itself was pretty much just a PR statement. There was nothing really answered in much depth or nuance, but one detail made me sit up. He talked about how OpenAI had offered tokens to local schools, among other things, as part of building their new data center in Michigan. The reason it made me sit up was because I've been thinking a lot recently about what it would have been like for me in my teen years growing up in the AI world we have today. When I was around 17, I dropped out of college and I'd already been building internet projects for a couple of years at that point. My dad bought me a new MacBook and it was a critical step in the path to where I am today. When I started using this laptop properly, what was super exciting to me was that this machine on my desk was exactly the same machine that someone sitting in Silicon Valley was using. Same browser, the same text editor, the same connection to the open web. The thing I had with that laptop was a level playing field. I didn't have the same capital or connections as those startup founders, but the technology was the same. What that laptop did for me at 17, LLM token bills are doing for me today. I'm currently spending about $500 a month on tokens, and I'm seeing an easy 10x in my output across coding, but also marketing, content creation, and definitely in day-to-day admin. The output of a working day for me in 2026 looks like something that would have taken a small team of 5 days in 2018, and I'm saying that having run a team of that size in 2018. Any other founder watching this is paying the same version of that bill. The numbers are only going up, and it could really jump if model operators start to charge what they're paying to operate these systems, which means it's no longer a level playing field to build, test, and grow startups. If you can't pay this bill, you're shipping at the pace of 2022, and you're playing against people shipping at the pace of 2026. The kids who can't pay it, thinking back to my own teenage self living in a £70 a week bedsit, are starting their working lives with a gap that wasn't there when I started. But it's not just about access. Even when access is equalized, a different gap opens. Higher retaining students use AI as a scaffold to learn more and dig deeper into their learning, whereas lower retaining students use it as a substitute for finishing their assignment. Think copying and pasting your homework questions and copying and pasting the answers back out. So what I'm trying to say is things are a little bit more nuanced. We need to equalize the access to technology, but we also need to access the way that it's used. Kids shouldn't just have free model access. They should also be given a wider structured environment that teaches them to use the thing in a way I'm using it right now, as a research partner that pushes back and helps me develop my thoughts better. This is something that teachers and those building the curriculum will need to grapple with hard. And underneath it, I think culturally we need to figure out how to communicate the value of changing and learning in your own self now that we're in a world where AI exists. The reason I wanted to write this today is that currently the decision of who gets access to AI is being made by the ex-chancellor on the main stage at South by Southwest London about deals targeting college students who already have other routes to the same tools. I think the interesting work is going to happen inside schools across the country with teachers and specific kids. And we need schools run by people who care about whether the technology stretches teenagers' thinking or replaces it. And we need our government from the top down thinking about equalizing access so that a 17